John's car. John's car starts now. Electrics works, ECU works, everything seems to be working. I have to put the coolant in now. I'm gonna run it without the turbo, so no charge cooler. Run it so it warms up much good. Fans coming on and off, on and off, on and off. Get the oil in temperature, because when the oil is nice and hot, it's be more thinner. Well, much thinner actually. Only when it gets very thin and there's quite good pressure, then we're gonna check all the fittings and everything. If there's any leak, any sweat, anything, shouldn't be. Just like that. Yeah, exhaust is probably not happening today. Let me explain. Let me show you. So, by the position of the turbo and that initial downpipe, which is okay, because that's exactly when you want to exit with it. It's just, yeah, it makes sense, obviously, but we have to add a flexi into this. And if you see between where the bend starts here and there, because you have to, you know, walk with the straights, we have about, even if I stretch it, 10 to 11 centimeters roughly. Yeah, let's call them 11, because this can go slightly higher, maybe 11, maybe 12. That's gonna be extreme. That's 20. That's just over 20. See there? There you go. So there's no way I can fit this in between those pipes. Just no. No, it's just no, because you can't put the elbows in this, because they take more space. When you cut them, they become oval on the surface, so there's no chance. So what I have to do, I have to get a short flexi. I don't have them in stock, because why would I? I use this for these exhaust systems. I don't build custom stuff anymore. Besides, you know, sometimes. This one, on the other hand, it's 100 mil, 10 centimeters. This will be actually perfect. This is the ones we use, you know, this mesh. This is actually a good one to that. That's exactly what we need. It's like, okay, but I don't want to cut this exhaust, because you can sell it. Who to? It has to be. It will have to be an MR2 with 1.8 conversion, with my kit converted, so the engine is in that position, with that TFSI turbo and adapter, exactly that, not same, exactly that, and that turbo is gone. That turbo is forked. So, don't know.
No, don't throw anything away. I want to sell the whole system to someone that might buy the turbo for an MR2, because I can get it reconditioned. Please don't throw the old exhaust away or anything. Thanks.
I can't use that piece of flexi from him, therefore this is going to be carried on for not even Monday. This is going to be finished some point next week, because even if we order the flexi today, even if we're going to ship it today, it's going to arrive Monday, no, Tuesday, the earliest, because that's how it works. It's working days, so 2-3 days delivery. All right, we've just shifted finishing of the car till mid next week. See why it's important to inspect everything. Actually, this was my pure case, because I started moving these pipes, and then look what I've noticed. Only when you move the pipe, it shows the cut, a tiny pinhole. Fuck's sake. I got enough of this piece of crap, to be fair. Fucking hell. Right, not too bad. Right there. But luckily enough, this is long enough-ish, just borderline long enough to still rejoin the place there, zip tie, and this should be here, no problems. Gonna put another zip tie here. Alright, so we may be able to finish this part because I honestly don't see anywhere there could be a coolant leak. Besides that, I've squeezed all the pipes, I've rerouted them. I'm not 100% happy the way they are routed, and I'll show you why. And I think I'm trying to sort of, can I say it, recycle as much as I can, because there's good bits in this car. There's silicone pipes, sometimes they're wrong size a little bit, but could be adapted, it could work. You know, trying to make you spend the least money possible without too many compromises. But there is small things, a little bit here, a little bit there, and I'm not 100% happy with this. So next time something like this happen, hopefully never will happen again. It's just now everything literally out, sell it, take it, scrap it, whatever you want, and I do my thing from scratch. No recycle, nothing. That's the deal or nothing, because I don't like compromises. I'm trying to make it work, but it's taking way longer than actually do it from scratch. You know, and again, this guy takes enormous amount of time for the small bullshit jobs. They're trying to obviously again save that. It's false economy already. I think it's just not worth it, and it's taking away way too much of my time. Of course, it's paid for, but it's, I don't know. It doesn't feel. I'm just not happy with it. Not 100%. So those lines, they sort of alright. They fixed here on the mount of the charge cooler. That pipe there is, if you move this, it's still safe. I put it in a position we're never gonna touch it. The bottom here is borderline. I'm gonna put a zip tie around here and just move it up a little. Oh wait, actually it likes to be there. There you go. You see, kind of like kinks one way or another. For some reason, I don't know why. I generally don't know why. But anyways, I'm gonna put a zip tie here to give obviously that enough space to run forth and back without touching this, because obviously you're gonna touch it, you know, 1,000 times, and eventually it's gonna rub through. So that's something I want to avoid. So a simple zip tie here, but then again, it's like we're running a zip tie here, a zip tie here, a zip tie there to keep everything out of, you know, harm's way, to say it so. But when, you know, the cars are built, they don't need that. Yes, I put zip ties sometimes to keep like stuff like this, obviously secure it here so it doesn't flap around. That's one thing. That's safety, security. Just keep it one in place. But these, I'm using zip ties to kind of like prevention of future problems, because this is just not right. I know it looks good, but the standard pipe just fits better. You know, it's natural curve and it goes up on there in a different place. Just everything just fits better. Can you feed in a standard pipe? Well, no, because that's part of the way I've done this conversion kit. That not everything is supplied, because this you can recycle from your standard 1cc or Volkswagen engine. A lot of parts they actually fit very nicely, and that pipe actually is the original pipe of the 1cc engine. All of that is just plugged into a different place, and it works perfect because again it's standard OEM fitment. This is different, you know, where it come from, and it's not, and I don't have one because obviously this car came already this. That's why I said I really hate fixing other people's screw ups, because you do fix it but still not as it should be 100% if I was doing this from scratch. That's what I'm trying to say. So fuck it. But yeah, I think I can put charge cooler back in place now. I think I found all the possible leaks or issues and sorted them out. Luckily, obviously, I found this one. This bastard was hiding. This was a disaster waiting to happen. I need two things right now. Right now. Cup of coffee to calm me down. Coffee actually doesn't wake me up. It sometimes gets me sleepy or calms me down. Go figure. Sometimes it wakes me up, it's unpredictable. I definitely need a cookie and a coffee because I'm losing my shit. I don't want to walk on this car anymore. Let me explain. I'm sorry for that. It's just being realistic here. And this is the reality of it. So if you want a realistic thing, this is what it is. It's pissing me off because I am more and more convinced there's something wrong with the chassis. We have so many clues. There's dings in a chassis leg, and this definitely has been strengthened. But something is still off. Let me show you. Not by much, but this is another. It's just, if it's one thing, two things, three things, it's like, this is highly probable, and this is another thing, and all these small things lead you to the same conclusion is highly, highly probable. That mount there, because this mount is actually fitted to the gearbox mount, which is bolted to the chassis in one place only, so cannot be changed. And same for the mount. Obviously this is part of the mount of my charge cooler. It's they all equal, they all the same. Remember when I said they pain in the ass because there is a very little space. You have to remove this bolt, this earth, in order to be able to put this bolt in. You know, you slide it on and then you have to have a very thin, like that thin, 13mm spine to get to the bolt to tune it on and tie it up. Well, no such a problem in this case. Look, plenty of space, too much space. This is moved kind of like this way and in. It's just something is off. Also the space between that mount there, that fitment and the temperature sensor. Usually this plug you can remove it and put it on in place because there's more space. In this case that space is tiny. You can still put it on, but you have to sort of force it, twist the sensor in. That never used to be a problem. And I actually removed some of that. I added some of the space there by actually moving this up, because if you notice that bolt is actually not all the way in. So yeah, it's indication something is wrong. Anyway, put the charge cooler on. Those pipes, as you can see now, in the correct, because is it? I mean it is, but you know what I mean. Position. So now these pipes are slightly too short, but I'm pretty sure if I lose one of these two, where's this more pipe? There's nothing there, so I'm gonna have to lose that one, and hoping that there's enough pipe inside. It's only 5-7mm. Push it out if I can to grab that. If not, this has to come off and, you know, make it longer or whatever. This is what I'm saying. It will take me less time to start from fresh. You know, ditch everything, sell it, throw it away, whatever, and I do, you know, my conversion from the start, from the beginning. It's ridiculous when fixing this is taking me almost the same amount of time that actually building them from scratch. It's ridiculous. You can't comprehend it until you're here and seeing this. It's bullshit. I really don't enjoy this anymore, and I'm gonna start hating it because it's taking way more time than it's supposed to. I mean, that exhaust business, that winds me up because could have been done at this point, but again, all right, no problems. We'll wait. We order more stuff, and we're gonna throw everything to the next week. But next week, I'm really not sure how much time I'm gonna have to work on it, and I can't prioritize this over everything else because I have, you know, obligations towards 5 of the customers who were before him, waiting in the queue, and now this wasn't my mistake. Of course, I do it. I also have to balance the decisions accordingly to try to please everyone and to be as fair as I can. So cooling system seems to be working okay now, no leaks. Oil system exactly the same, but again, oil system really is like when you do it correct from the start, there's no leaks. but you still have to check it regardless, you know. I may have forgotten to tie a fitting or something. I don't, but you know what I mean. You have to check and make sure 100% again. All the wiring here is done, all the wiring inside there is secured, all the sensors and everything. I'm gonna finish, obviously tie the bracket behind the charge cooler, trying to extend that without removing this piece of crap out. It's not a piece of crap, it's good, it's just pain ass to remove it, especially when stuff doesn't actually fit correctly for some reason. But it's good enough. I mean, we can make it work. I just see things moved a little inside the chassis, which makes me worry, and it's not as ideal. The result is not as good as I've designed them to, but it's still alright, it's still good. I mean, that won't cause issues, it's just indication that something is off, that's all. So yeah, I've done that as a proper bodge, because I have to machine a piece of alu to go there, because there is a pipe there that has to be blanked, and it wasn't when the car was built, which is fine. I find this, you can blank it on the top here, or in this case this pipe was available again from this build, and it's actually alright to bleed that, you know, initial bleed. This is the highest point of the cooling system on the engine, so it's not bad actually having it here, especially with a truck car, when the maintenance is quite important. I just have to make something nice and not just the bolt. I mean, if that was my car, that bolt stays there, because it's fully functional 100%, but it looks shit, so I can't leave it there. It looks very unprofessional, even though it does exactly the same job. Put the heat wrap obviously on the coolant line. This is rubber, lots of heat here. This is gonna have obviously the heat jacket and heat wrap on the downpipe. It's too close to the engine, to the wiring room. This is protected individually. I've protected the return line individually too. Mag valve is going to be fitted here, because then it's a short way from the compressor to here, obviously with these pipes here. That is vented to the atmosphere, so no worries, and this one then goes to wastegate down here. So yeah, you may think that I look like zip ties. How do you know it's a race car? Because you zip tied together. But in all honesty, they just hold everything nicely together. Nothing moves, everything is nice and secure everywhere. Yeah, this chassis is a bit, I don't know what to think. Anyways, regardless, yeah, that's all good, blah blah, everything is secured, especially the fuel lines. You see they won't move on the bulkhead, alongside of the breather pipe that is secured to the bulkhead. Oil lines too, free to move over there, free to move in between here a little, not too much. There's not much movement on the engine, so this is more than plenty, but nothing is gonna rub against. Away from the bolt, away from the alternator, I can put my hand in it. Yeah, it's just what it should be. Yeah, this is not difficult, it's just using common sense. Until you see that happening, don't stop bleeding it. System, I'll show you how. You just put your water inside. I'll show you. See what? Some of them made the swivel more, some less, depending how I weld these pipes in, but these ones are on an angle, so it swivels around and it's easy to see the movement. But at the beginning you see no movement whatsoever there, nothing, until you keep bleeding from the top of the pump, which is outside here, this one here. You have to keep bleeding it. You're gonna hear the pump, obviously now has no air, you see no air is going out. So it's good, but it will make a different noise when the water goes in, because the problem is when the water goes in, pumps it out, and you go to air pocket and it stops pumping because it will not push any air, only liquid. So you adding the stuff in, adding the water there, bleeder here, add water there, bleeder here, add water there, bleeder here. You do it 5, 7, 10 times, doesn't matter how long it takes, but just keep repeating that. What I do, I bleed it from here as well, a little, it helps. Yeah, a bit of water came out. But once it catches the water and the system is out of big air pockets, it will start going nuts. It flows very quick, and yeah, that's what you see. And it's very easy. Just keep going, keep adding water, keep bleeding it, and there you go. See, it will bled itself out. Now the problem is that, Jesus, that's only because I made those pipes kind of like on an angle, not 90 degree. Not all of them make this way. Some of them, you can see this less of this effect. Well, charger says full, so let's see. I have my doubts, but I hope it actually starts. Put the center console back on. Success. I'm gonna disconnect it now because it's full, and we'll see tomorrow. Well, tomorrow I'm not here, probably Monday after weekend, if it stays charged. I have my doubts because that's exactly what we did before. The car was stood, and yeah, it lost, sorry, the whole charge. So we'll see. Cup, there you go. I've tried to clean this, but it looks like stained. I don't know what it is. It's I didn't clean anything. It was like I've tried, but it's like stained on the paint. It's very weird. I don't know what is it. I don't know. It looks like almost like a brake cleaner. Sorry, brake cleaner. The brake fluid will pull the paint out. Maybe the coolant, like antifreeze coolant. We don't use that stuff. We use water. Same for cooling, because if you go in a truck, I know in racing you're not allowed to use coolant. You have to use water, because if you got any spillage, water is just water. Coolant is, oily. So yeah, as far as I remember, maybe rules changed, but I don't think so. I use water in mine anyway, regardless. We have to get this on because this is very stupid. It's just a couple of zip ties put in place. I just have to remember to do it. Well, that's obviously tidy up my tools, because this is a disaster here. Getting, no rushing, but trying to be as quick as possible. Not taking care of this, being nice, not good. And then obviously, yeah, I was gonna say, I've got my spare silicone hoses, kind of like elbows and adapters. What they do, actually I don't use them unless something is pretty much spot on, but what happens, this gives me an idea of what I need ordering. For example, now this side of the charge cooler piping is sorted, because I know I'm gonna need 2 inch to 3 inch tight elbow, well, tight, not very tight, but to 90 degree to 3 inch adapter, because obviously you see I budgeted it together, because there's another pipe inside. This is 2.5 inch to 3 inch. We need 2 inch to 3 inch, so that's another reducer. Could this work if you clamp it very strong? Yeah, but that's not the way to do it, because on my car, if I have no choice, yeah, I'll do it before the new parts arrive. You have to go out or whatever, but that's not the way to do it. So this needs to be ordered, one of these. Then I know a 3 inch elbow is enough. I can push it more inside if I need to, because I will have to push it more inside. And it goes around there, and if you look at it, this needs to be zip tied there. It faces that straight at 90 degree if I put it this way. So I know now I need 3.5 to 3 inch 90 degree elbow. So at this point I know exactly what to order. When the stuff arrives, what I have to do, put them on, put the Ghibli clips, the strong ones we use, and that's it. After that, it's just done. So I'm doing the job now, mocking it up, once we have the proper parts, put them on and done. Exhaust, well, it is what it is. Can't even run it proper to, you know, warm it up, and because usually what I do, warm it up, get the fans going a good few times, 5-10 times, you know, give it a shake down, try it again, test it again, and only then it can go to the customer. But I can't even run it, it's too loud. Because again, I'm not in the middle of a field, I'm working with all the people, there's a house there, I just can't do it. These cars are loud anyway, with no exhaust whatsoever. It's just ridiculous. I'm not gonna be disrespectful, because yeah, it's just me. I think that's enough for this one. Signing off, because I'm gonna tidy up a little. I'm going home. Be back on this. God. Realistically, probably Wednesday, Thursday, if I have time, because this is the problem, is when the parts arrive, I can't just drop anything I'm doing and get back on this. I will try to, but if that happens or not, I don't know. We'll see what situation we're in. So unfortunately, yeah, that well, I put the exhaust back there because it's precious, because it could be sold. So yeah, for that bit of flexi, this is gonna be another week. Well, another week working on it, but waiting for parts and the right moment to finish it. The rest seems to be okay, but again, I have to run it to make sure. Right, I think this is enough. This I'm guessing is gonna be quite lengthy, but hey, it is what it is. What can I do? I'll see you next week.